Hello and welcome. This is my video for the release of Suno version 4. And as you can see, when you log into the homepage, currently version 4 has entered the chat. Now, being that I live in New Zealand, I am on the wrong side of the world for being available when this was released. So I've been at work all day, while lots of other people have been playing with it. So a lot of the things I'm saying here are just from what I've seen in the comments. I'm not sure that there's anything majorly different I'm going to be able to outline to you here, but if you use Suno and if you want to have a look at what somebody's doing in it, this will be a good video for you. So you'll see it's crisper audio, better lyrics, more creative song structures. Let's cook. And so when we come to create, this is where the changes have really happened. So what we've got here is this is the last song I created in version 3.5.
Dream of my path to take, never seem to go the right way. I find my choices written in music and words, but they get harder to follow every day. Places where I could see the sun grow dark and cold in the winter's hold. These days are passing faster.
So I'm just going to clear this, and one of the probably most requested features that they've had, and one of the things that I'm most looking forward to, is the remaster option. Now, remaster will only remaster in version 4. You still, in the normal create area, have 4, 3, and 2 and 3.5 available to you to work from. There is also, in testing, I've discovered if you do a cover song, that will only work in version 4 now. So let's go in and do a remaster of a song that I've already made. And so a couple of things are happening here. As they said, sort of the crisper audio. So what it's done is the vocals should be better. It won't have that tinny sound that we previously had in older versions, and it should lift the lyrics up more above the music. So you should be able to hear the lyrics better. And you'll see when it was creating this picture, it also did some little star icons beside it. Apparently the picture creation tool is slightly better than it used to be.
Dream of my path to take, never seem to go the right way. I find my choices written in music and words, but they get harder to follow every day. Places where I could see the sun grow dark and cold in the winter's hold. These days are passing faster. Dream of my path to take, never seem to go the right.
So that's comparing sort of the latest version and the latest mix of version 3.5 to 4. And you will hear there is a noticeable difference in the quality there. So before I move on to do some other testing, what I do understand there's been an improvement with is the Write with Suno option now comes with the original classic lyrics model, and there is now the new REMI, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. And it does say may generate content that some find offensive. So remember, this version 4 is in beta. The other area where apparently there's been some improvements is in using the persona option, and we'll try that in a minute. So first of all, what I'm going to do is go into where I keep my older songs, and I'm going to take one. These are the ones that I've sort of thought of and haven't really thought they've landed properly. So this is quite a good one.
Right now and tomorrow come crashing together, with only moonlight cutting through them both. I want to touch you more than ever, with your skin shining in the absolute midnight.
So there's sort of some tinniness, some dissonance in the background, making that just not sort of sound quite right. It does make for a good song back when that was the version. So you'll see it is a version 2 song. So this is the oldest model I've worked with. And now we're comparing it to version 4. So it does its little starred picture.
Right now and tomorrow come crashing together, with only moonlight cutting through them both. I want to touch you more than ever, with your skin shining in the absolute midnight. You're like the hurricane that keeps coming. Every time I open my mouth to speak, you say these thoughts just blow you away as you let go of anything to tie you to this world.
So that song
Right
doesn't sound
better.
better.
Come crashing together, with only moonlight cutting through them both. I want to touch you more than ever, with your skin shining in the absolute midnight. You're like the hurricane that keeps coming. Every time I open my mouth to speak, you say these thoughts just blow you away as you let go of anything to tie you to his world.
So from what you can hear there, and I don't know if you agree, I don't think that it necessarily makes the new song amazing. It does do what it says it does. It makes the lyrics clearer. The music in the background is more distinct. I have heard that you can get more chance of background singers working in there. And what I might do is just take a song like this. As I said before, when you go to create a cover, you'll see you can't change that version control there. So this is the original.
Do things fade like this?
Not actually hearing that.
There was a visible chemical like energy between us, but somewhere in the late night conversations and these days apart, it was just gone when we looked for it again. What was once volatile now feels stable, empty and charged. Just late night now, I can't find my anchor or anything to hold me down. When we just caught in feelings of our desperation, I don't wanna know if it's the same for you, because I love the variable. Do things fade like this? There was a visible chemical like energy between us, but somewhere in the late night conversations and these days apart, it was just gone when we looked for it again. What was once volatile now feels stable, empty of charge. Do things fade like this? There was a visible chemical like energy between us, but somewhere in the late.
So the other place that I've heard there is some improvement is if we're doing this. So that's a slightly punky song, that one. So let's see what happens if we chuck one of my old personas in here.
Do things fade like this? There was a visible chemical like energy between us, but somewhere in the late night conversations and these days apart, it was just gone when we looked for it again. What was once volatile now feels stable, empty of charge. We just went inert, now I can't find my anchor or anything to hold me down. Were we just caught in feelings of our desperation. I don't
Not sure that that's quite the right mix for
keep it
this.
on steady and just play soul around me.
I'll try one more, but it does seem to be having much more of an effect than the persona function did in my earlier testing in version 3.5. Covers also seem to have more of a difference than what you'd often find is the cover would actually just make another version of the same song. And you can see generally what I notice is when the pictures are quite different, that's often when you get that real difference between what you had before and what's been generated.
Do things fade like this? There was a visible chemical like energy between us, but somewhere in the late night conversations, in these days apart, it was just gone when we looked for it again. What was once volatile now feels stable, empty of charge.
Do things fade like this? There was a visible chemical like energy between us. But somewhere in the late night conversations, and these days apart, it was just gone when we looked for it again. What was once volatile now feels stable.
So as you can hear, there's quite a range that it will generate between all of those versions. Look, I'm a massive lover of this program. I'm really keen to see what happens now we've gone to version 4. What I do know is working with large language models, they do react to response. So if you are trying to drive it in a direction as a community, if we're giving the thumbs up and thumbs down, that actually does impact on what the model will do in the future. And the end of version 4 should be very different to what it is today based on our feedback. So I do know earlier in the day, from what I saw in the comments, people were having some issues with what it was generating and some background noise that they were getting. I'm not necessarily noticing that, but I'm also not guaranteeing I have the best ears on earth. I will say my daughter can often quite hear the songs and say how flat they are compared to what it sounds like to me. So depending on your age, you're probably getting a different experience from this. But look, in all reality, the community out there was very excited today, and it's good to see on Reddit and Discord, and you can see other areas that people are really out there as part of the Suno community. That's why I make these videos, just to make sure everybody clicks on the different things that they can click on and play with them. Obviously, I hope to continue to make some great music in this and keep an eye on what other people are making. So that's day 1 version 4. I hope you have a great experience and keep an eye out for other videos.